Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Shabbat Perek Gimal Mishnah Bet. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss how a person can count his guests on Shabbat and how he may not count his guests on Shabbat. So, Anambam is going to have an interesting pirush here. We'll point it out as we go through. A person is allowed to go ahead and count his guests and his parpirotav, his more like the delicacies of what he's serving, mipiv, right, from his mouth. I have mom's coming, dad's coming. You can count them. You can't read it off a list. Now, what could be wrong with reading it off a list? So Rambam over here, he says the issue is shemeh yikra igerot b'Shabbat. He may come to read an igeret, right? An igeret is like a scroll, a book, some type of reading on Shabbat. And this is asur because anything that's not from the Kitvei Nevuah, it's not Tanakh or Pirushim to it, asur likrotom b'Shabbat u'b'Yom Tov. You're not allowed to read them on Shabbat and Yom Tov. And even if a person can gain knowledge from it, it's a book, it's science, current events, you can gain knowledge, right? According to Rambam, it's asur to read these on Shabbat. Shulchan Aruch is actually posek like this Rambam. He brings it as a stam v'yesh, right? A stam is, you're not allowed to read, these things on Shabbat. And yesh matirim, there are those that are matir, but according to our klalim, right, it's stam v'yesh, nachak is stam. Right, it's interesting. In the Mishna Torah, he brings, it sounds like a little bit of a different reasoning. He says that a person can't read these on Shabbat because you can't do it because it's the way someone does it on a weekday, and he may come to erase. Right? You can see the Magid Mishnah over there of how he speaks about it. He quotes the Perusha Mishnah over here. Now the Mishnah continues. A person is allowed to go ahead and have some type of lottery, right, with his children on the table, right? Meaning what? They're bringing out the foods. Who he has a little bit of a maybe pick a number or some type of a like lottery system of maybe who's going to get food first or who's going to get who could pick their plate, however it may be. Now the way Rambam explains this, as he metaken the Mishnah, right? It fixes the Mishnah as we're explaining it, and so you're allowed to do that with your family, right? On Shabbat, right? That's when you're allowed to do it on Shabbat, meaning even on Shabbat, there's no issue. And on a weekday, let's say if you want to do it with others, right? If you want to do it with your friends. In that case, then on a weekday, you're allowed to be mefis with someone else, but there he has to have kavanah shelo yaseh, that he can't have mana gedola keneged mana ketana mishum kubya. There you can't, with your friends, you can't go ahead and have, can't intend to have larger portions or smaller portions because already that is some type of reminiscent of gambling. Right, so you can't do that with your friends. When it comes to your family, okay, family is there. We're more lax with one another, right? We're mohel one another. But when it comes to friends, then that can be an issue of gambling, and therefore silence. So that's how we read the Mishnah, meaning a person's allowed to do it with his friend, with his family, even on Shabbat, right? And but when it comes to friends, over there he needs to make sure he's only allowed to do it on Hol, and he needs to make sure that he's not doing mana gedola keneged mana ketana mishum kubya. Now the Mishnah continues, matilim halashim ala kodashim. You can be go ahead and set aside these little like notations. Like imagine we were 10 people, and all 10 of us, we pick everyone picks a different item. This guy takes a a red color leaf. This one has a green color leaf, right? And we take another person, a side person, and he takes all these items. I know which one is mine. And he goes ahead and puts it on the parts of the animal, the kodashim, right? Of the korban. He puts it on, this goes on the ribeye, and this goes on the skirt steak, and this goes on. And now everyone sees which part of the korban that they get, right? It's some type of, system. So we're allowed to do this on Yom Tov, b'Yom Tov. Aval lo ala manot. Right, you're allowed to do this on Yom Tov, right? Because it's like a haibub mitzvah, right? Because the hishtadlut of eating and getting a bigger portion, a better portion of korban is a mitzvah. So therefore, we allow you to do this because it has a hibuv mitzvah involved. You're beautifying the mitzvah. Oh wow, wow, look what I got! I got this portion of the korban. Right? It's nice. But you're not allowed to do so on the manot. The way Harambam says the manot is regular manot of chulin, right? Regular, mundane, non-korban. And she actually says it's yesterday's korban. According to Harambam, it's non-korban meat, regular barbecue. You can't go ahead and do that. You can't do that on Yom Tov. Why? Because you can't do a goral. You can't do a lottery on Yom Tov. Right? And what's this word halashim? Halashim is a Hebrew word from Yeshayahu, right? This is a cholesh al goyim, right? Also having a lottery on the over the goyim. You can see the pasuk over there, but the rest of this Mishnah is pretty clear as we explained.